truth is that the tragedy of 9/11 was a wake-up call for American Muslims. People started looking around and saying, well, where are the American Muslim voices that are condemning terrorism or that just live here among us and are trying to build their communities here? They couldn't find anybody recognizable.
We're defined so often by our worst example, and I think minorities in the United States have the same exact concern and same challenges.
I want other minorities to know that they can have these big dreams and these big goals and achieve them.
There's a real lack of strong Muslim voices in the arts, and I think often when those stories are told, they're told through a lens that's not necessarily a Muslim lens, and the truth gets distorted a little bit. I think there's another side to it. It's important to tell that side.
When I travel the country doing the Muslims Are Coming documentary,
can I invite you to a stand-up comedy show?
We had a group of comedians who were Muslim. We went to the South and the West in America. We did all free shows. We'd set up tables in the streets of the South saying, ask a Muslim. People would come up and ask us questions. We would answer direct questions about Islam.
Why are not the people of peace speaking out against the people?
Denouncing terrorism was the #1 question we got in city after city. So that's a theme in the movie, making it clear that we do denounce terrorism.
The single greatest predictor of whether somebody has a positive or negative perception of Islam and Muslims is whether they know a Muslim.
I was really amazed how open-minded and tolerant I found people to be. They were curious, they had questions about Islam, sometimes difficult questions, but they weren't hateful. You know, it actually made me, more proud to be American.
Some Americans feel that Muslim women are oppressed. And so the role for American Muslim women in leadership is absolutely crucial to not just breaking that stereotype, but showing people that we are not second-class citizens. We are active members of our communities and of our society.
All of you. Every one of you.
To be an actress, it takes a lot of sweat, blood, and tears. It's very hard work, but when you are able to step into somebody else's shoes and see what their life is like for a short amount of time, I feel like it in a way sometimes helps me be a better human being and a better Muslim too, understanding how other people suffer.
Sports are such a huge part of American culture. Growing up, all my friends, played sports. I was always trying to find a sport that would accommodate my religious stress. My mom noticed that the fencers were fully covered. They had on long pants, they had on long jackets, and it was such a great fit for me. When I first found out that I was the first Muslim woman to represent the United States in international competition, I was shocked, but I think that these are baby steps that we can take towards making a more diverse environment in sports here in the States and also abroad.
Muslims are producers and agents and screenwriters and directors in Hollywood who are shaping the kinds of stories that reflect not only us, but reflect the stories of other people as well.
Stand-up comedy is inherently competitive and challenging field for anyone. I don't care what your religion is, what your race is, what your gender is. It's a challenging field. I think my faith and my ethnicity as an Arab played a role in what I talk about on stage, and because of my heritage, I will look at issues slightly different than people who are non-Muslim. I was at a restaurant in Jordan, and this really happened. I said to the waiter, "Where's the bathroom?" He goes, "It is there." I go, "I'll be right back." He goes, "Inshallah," which means God willing. I'm like, what has happened in your bathroom that I would need God's protection while using the restroom? And I've done that joke in Saudi Arabia, and people laugh at it. I've done the joke in New York City, and people have laughed at it. So, comedy can be a bridge between the U.S. and the rest of the world.
So what we've learned is that we need to get out there and be our own voices, and that's what makes all the difference.